Hi, Libras. Um, I'm here for your weekly forecast for today through July 4th, next Saturday. Can't believe it's already here. My apologies for not being here last week. You know what? Sometimes crap occurs. And so I apologize. I'm going to try not to let that happen any more than necessary. Um, and so just, a lot of things going on in my world that kind of shifted my focus a little bit and I had to deal with. And so, but I am back and I'm here and I'm ready for your weekly reading this week, my Libra friends. And so for your overall tone for the week, you got the Princess of Summer. And this fairy is so popular. She's also on the back of all the cards. Like, she's beautiful. Is that not a beautiful fairy? Okay, sorry. Sidetrack. Fairy. It's kind of like some people squirrel. Okay, so the Princess of Summer is all about new relationships or new beginnings in relationships. Being a engaging in new socialism, and things are opening back up and we're able to see our friends again, or we may be encountering new people because of the way business is being ran. It could be a new friendship, new love interest. So that be open to that experience. I'm encouraging you to do that. So if you meet someone new, if you are trying to like I said, it's hard considering the COVID about talking about meeting new people because it's difficult, isn't it? At this point in time, but I do see someone entering your life, and that could be through a Facebook group or it could be in whatever way. But I'm seeing this person as something that's good for you. So be open to that. If that crosses your path this week, be open to it. And again, it could be, an invitation to maybe hang out with a friend in their backyard or whatever. Just be open to a dynamic in a relationship, a new dynamic. Okay, so I want you to be open to that this week, Libra. And as your obstacle, you got the Ten of Autumn in reverse. And the Ten of Autumn is about family tradition. It's really taking care of family, right? Your family traditions and also financial security for your family. Those are kind of the themes of the Ten of Autumn. But in reverse, and especially with the placement of the other card, I really want to say that this is like also telling you, yes, you're going to be meeting someone new. Yes, there's going to be a new dynamic in your relationships this week, a new relationship or a new emotional experience, and it's tied to family traditions, and I think that that's true. And so the be cautious of because we all have those family traditions, those things that we are connections to our family, right? Like you have a connection to your children, your parents, your your immediate family, whatever your situation is. And then and I think that plays a part in the other card because either there's going to be an emotional experience involved in your family, or there's going to be a shift in a relationship with your family. So I want you to really kind of watch that. Okay, so be aware of emotional experiences, and or even if somebody new does come in. Let's say somebody new does come in, and this could also be a play out for you. Some of you Libras, is maybe there's somebody new coming into your life, and do they really fit into what you believe in traditionally? Do they really hold up to the tenets of your own belief system and your own family beliefs, right? So a couple of things to think about there for you, Libra. And advice from the universe, you got the Seven of Winter in reverse. And this card came up on another reading. And normally, when the Seven of Winter is in its upright position, it's all about um, being able to know that there's a better choice. In a reverse situation, um, it's a sign of us not seeing things clearly. Okay, of really wanting to not look at the whole view scope of what's going on, right? So think about the the previous two cards. So let's, here's a scenario that is playing in my head. I'm gonna do a gut check with my pendulum here. So the scenario that's playing out in my head right now is someone coming in that doesn't really align to your family values, your family traditions, your doesn't really fit in with your root beliefs. And so not really being wanting to face that. Maybe you really like this person, but they're not necessarily um they're not necessarily there for your highest good or for the long term. Not a long term thing, right? Because they're just not going to fit in, and that would be the case in a romantic situation. Maybe you meet somebody new and maybe you're attracted to them, but they're not fitting in with who you really truly are. And facing that truth. And, you maybe you don't want to because you really like them, but it happens. Okay. So make sure that you're viewing everything clearly in that dynamic. And that's true with any dynamic. If there's a change in your family relations, if there's some emotional issues going on. So there's a couple of ways that this could play out for you this week, depending on where you land, because we all have we're all not going to have the exact same experiences, right? But in a general speaking of Libras in general, that's going to be your theme. And it's all going to be based around relationships, family, and hiding from the truth. All right. So that being said, healing with the fairies is positive expectations. You planted the seeds of manifestation with your positive thoughts and emotions, yet you may be discouraged occasionally because you aren't seeing immediate results. You start to have pessimistic thoughts and wonder whether your faith is unjustified. Hold on to your faith, though. Although your manifestation is taking longer than you'd hoped, it is coming to you. You certainly don't want to cancel or cloud your manifestation with miscreations that come from negative thoughts. And at your earliest convenience, go outside in nature. Even a backyard or small park will do. Mentally converse with your friends, the fairies. They are absolute experts at manifestation. Tell them about your doubts, fears, and disappointments, as well as your hopes and dreams. And ask the fairies to help you release any negativity you may have and feed them. Sorry, try that again. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read. And feel them surround you with healing love and light. And so I think this is positive expectations. That's what that card says. But when I think about the term positive expectations and the guides are going, yep, that's all fine and good. And yep, that's all true. We can absolutely stop our own manifestations from manifesting by having negative thoughts. But in this particular case, positive expectations. And so let's go back to what I was saying about relationships and maybe somebody not being in there, showing up for the highest good. Because we want to, when we're manifesting relationships, and it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're trying to manifest, whether it's a love relationship or friendship or even manifesting healthier relationships within your family, right? We have to be careful of our expectations. And actually, this came up for Virgos too. We have to watch our expectations because our expectations are what we want from, I really want, think about it this way. Okay, so I want a guy who cleans the house and cooks the meals and has a good job and makes a lot of money, so I can just stay at home, but he does all the work. And I mean, let's face it, sometimes we live in a dream world, right? We have an expectation. And so I think that this card is really having you look at your expectations of what you're looking for in that relationship, and realizing that your expectations may not be what they're able to produce. You may have an expectation that just is not in alignment with their highest good. And so, so I really think that that's going to play out here in this scenario for you this week, Libras, because you have to look at your expectations, your family traditions, what those mean to you, and really look at the truth of it. Are they something that you're willing to let go of, or is it something that's super important and that then this person is not meant for you in the long term? So I need you to give you that some. I don't need you to do anything. Something for you to think about this week, Libra. Okay. So then I pulled, and this card came up for Aries too, and that is soulmate presence. It's a heart chakra card. There is a soulmate presence around you now, either in human or spirit form. You may have noticed more synchronicities recently, or you'll begin to notice them soon. This presence is one that knows and loves you and is coming forward to help you heal some part of a broken heart. Let the light of this presence move into the cracks and tender places in your heart that needs mending. Your heart is ready to be whole once again. And the crystal is chrysoprase in the herbis rose. And I like that because we are talking about the heart, right? We're talking about the heart chakra. And here's something else I truly believe, and I know that a lot of people in the spiritual community believe this as well, right? People come and go out of our lives all the time. And I think that sometimes they're there to teach us a lesson, and sometimes we're there to teach them a lesson. And I think that and to help us heal some part of ourselves, or to experience something that we can heal from, that we can learn from. So for you, it's a different type of soulmate presence, I think. I think that, you have this dynamic going on this week, and I really feel that this person does have that ability to help you find a way. Okay. Like, it may not be a long-term relationship, but you know what? Not all relationships are meant to be long-term. One of my favorite quotes is from, I just totally call myself out, Sex and the City. And she's talking about love, and she said, not all relationships are epic novels. Some relationships are short stories, but it doesn't mean they're filled with any less love. So even though this person may, you feel that connection to them because you're feeling that soulmate presence, you're feeling that connection is there for a reason, but maybe it's supposed to be a short story. Because in the long term, it's not going to be a healthy decision. But in the moment, it is. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I just give the messages. I don't, Okay. Which brings us to your intentions for the week, which is burning to trust. This has come up so many times this week. I think we're all having such trusting issues right now with everything going on in the world. We're all having such a hard time trusting. So the intention is I open my heart to love and trust others without fear or hesitation. And by opening my heart and trusting others, I learn how to love and trust myself more deeply. I see that others are simply teachers waiting to expand my current state of conscious development. And that stone is rhodonite, and the essential oil is papanax. And, right, because when you realize that somebody may not be there for the long term, sometimes we just go, oh, well, I'm not sure you're going to be here for the long term, so I don't know that I can trust you, or I don't know that I can care about you, and so you're done. But that's just not how it should work, right? But I think they're here, that person, that soulmate presence that we're talking about, I think they're here to help you learn how to open your heart and learn to trust others. And that's going to help you heal that part of yourself. And so trust is a big issue for you to work on this week, I think. Learning how to trust relationships, whether they're short or long, whether they're, you know, because they're all there for a reason. And I feel that that's really accurate for you. And right along with that, and right along with all these cards, is the healed heart. Like, my heart is healed of all trauma, past, present, and future. In this moment, I release all pain from the past, surrender all pain in the present, and forgive all pain ahead. With my healed heart, I love others freely, unafraid of future wounding, for I know that love is a constant source of healing and renewal in my life. And the stone is Gerasol quartz, and the essential oil is lavender. And let me tell you, as I was reading that, I was hearing, you know what? That really goes back to family too, and that could be that's what is coming up for healing. I think that's what is really coming up right now, is that family, that real family love, that family, that need for that family healing. And I know that's been true in my life. Like, I've had to look at, and I know that some people have come into my life to help me heal that family trauma. And they were meant to come in and go because they were there to help me heal something that had already happened within my family and family tradition, right? Like family lineage. So that's another side of the coin, as we're looking at, these are all kind of interconnected, right? And so again, because we're all individuals, and I'm doing a general reading for Libras, there are all these different ways that this dynamic can play out during the week. But for a Libra, this is what you're looking at. You're kind of, one of these situations is accurate for you individually. But I'm saying the different ways it has meaning, because we are so uniquely different, and we're in different types of relationships, and we're in our own personal situations, and there's a lot other things to play there. So but heart, trust, love, trust, family traditions, and looking at the truth, and how does this new relationship or this new dynamic work into this. And that is going to be your focus this week, right? But I also want you to choose happiness. Memo to self: remember to enjoy the miracle of existence today, right? So sometimes when we're talking about heart healing and trust issues and things like that, we forget, we forget to be happy. We forget to look at the miracles of everyday life that are beautiful and can put a smile on your face. The other day I was having a bad day, and I came home and there was little baby birds out on my patio trying to learn how to fly. Like, it reminded me that we all, struggle, right? We all struggle, but we don't give up. We just keep trying to spread our wings and fly, right? All right. Okay, Libra, that's it. That's all I have for you today. I want to tell you that I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a very happy 4th of July, and I love you, and I'll see you soon.